Good morning. Good morning. Thank you. As John said, we are in the midst of our annual giving campaign, looking to wrap it up next Sunday. And as I was talking to Wendy Young, who was the chairman of the annual giving campaign, has been for the last 2 years and does a wonderful job, I said to her, you know, what I think we've lacked a little bit over the last 3 to 4 weeks is no one's actually come forward and said, here's how much we need. So I think you need to plan on doing that. She said, that's a great idea. We'll give you about 10 minutes. So don't volunteer a whole lot. But anyhow, so that's what I want to talk a little bit about. Your leaflet, top right, talks about where our money comes from. 82% comes from your pledges. That's how we actually, as a vestry, through the Finance Committee, determine what we can spend and where we can go with our funds. The other 18% is comprised of loose plate giving, non-pledge giving, facilities rentals, those kinds of things. Excuse me. On the left side, bottom, you will see on a percentage basis where that money goes. In 2011, 55% of that went to salaries and benefits, not only to the clergy and the staff, but also all those other people who work at the church, such as the music people, the nursery. Those salaries are in itself included in that number, just so you're aware of that. Administration and property, 17%, and so on. When I joined the vestry in 2009, the vestry in 2008 had approved a budget of $1,340,000. That was based on pledge income of about $1.1 million. You all know what happened in 2008. The economy pretty much tanked. If you own real estate, you might have seen the value of that drop between 20, 30, 60% in some areas of our local area. And the stock market went down. Over the last 3 years, our pledge income has sort of equated right around $900,000 total. So roughly $150,000 to $200,000 drop. During that same time period, as you can imagine, since we're all going through this period of uncertainty, the needs of this congregation have increased dramatically. Our staff, and the clergy included, have basically increased the pastoral needs that we come to them with every day. The staff has to field numerous phone calls about what's going on. And so the budget of 2008, where we cut staff by 2 full-time people, needs to be reinstated. We need to hire more people. I talked about that about 3 or 4 weeks ago. When the consultants came in and looked at us and said, for you to achieve the vision that we decided in 2010 for this congregation, you need to make these changes, and you need to make them now. And you need to make all of them. Trying to do it piecemeal is not going to work. So basically, what am I asking you to do? I'm asking you to increase your pledges 25%. 25%. Big number. Big number. You need to know 2 things. One, we have no major contributor at St. James. There's no one person who writes us a check every year for $100,000. Our largest pledge is about $15,000. Our average pledge is $3,300 a year in one of the most lucrative household income areas throughout the country. Average household income in Loudoun County is about $117,000. Do the math. You can figure out what percentage of that's being pledged to St. James. I'm not pointing any fingers, but what I'm trying to get you to understand is every little bit of increase that you can do helps, including the person sitting next to you or behind you who you see every Sunday. So what we're asking for you to do is please consider doing your pledge, increasing your pledge. Here's how it works in my family generally. We get the pledge card, my wife Nancy opens it and says, oh, time to pledge. How much do you think we should give this year? My standard statement to that is brilliant. I said, I don't know, how much do you think we should give? Her response, equally brilliant, says, I don't know, what do you think we should give? So for 5 minutes, we talk back and forth about who's going to go first and put a number. Once someone takes that leap, the other person says, I don't have to do that. That sounds great. Put it down, let's send it in. This year, I asked you to go 1 step further in that conversation. Once that number has been arrived at, see if you might be able to go just a little bit higher and help us achieve our goals in 2012. Thank you. Oh, I'm sorry, one other thing. I almost forgot. Some of you are early birders. By that I mean as soon as you get your pledge card, you send it in, so I've already received it, and the church has. That might think you're off the hook. No, you're not. You can modify. If you'd like to modify immediately, I'll be at the back of the church with coffee, and you can come give it to me directly, or you can do charity. But please, prayerfully consider what you can get to support the work that God has given us to do. Thank you.